everyone. As some of you may know, I uploaded my Mori Kei panel from the Sea of Serenity event, and I got a lot of really positive feedback. People really loved the Mori panel, and I thought I would help you guys out with some more Mori Kei like intro kind of things, and I thought it would be really fun to show you guys some of my favorite Mori pieces in my own collection, or things that I feel like every Mori person should have in their collection. So I'm surrounded by a bunch of my clothes, so I can show you guys some of my what I feel like are like Mori Kei staples, and I have it separated into some different categories, so like tops, bottoms, outerwear, socks, accessories, shoes. So I'm going to be going over some of these items with you so you know what to shop for when you are either shopping on the secondhand market in thrift stores, or what to look for when you're shopping online. So let's get into it. I don't know where to start. I have so much. Let's start with tops. So there are two major categories of tops that I usually wear: tank tops and sweaters. So let's start with the tank tops. I have 3 tank tops here that are my favorites. These are the ones that I wear all the time. So this is just a nice, simple, like kind of brown style tank top, but it has this asymmetrical hem that adds a lot of really nice, interesting layers. I think that they call this like a handkerchief hem, but when I wear it over the top of something else, it creates like a nice layered effect. So when you're shopping for shirts and tank tops, look for what the bottom hem looks like. So that really helps create a really great Mori Kei look. Yeah. So I love this piece. I wear this piece a lot. I got this at Goodwill. And it has good weight to it too. I like the way it moves. This piece is just like a nice lacy flowy tank top with a little ruffly bottom. I really like the way that the lace makes different shapes in this piece. And it's a nice kind of creamy color, and the lace is kind of a soft pink. And then when it's worn, it creates kind of like a almost high-low effect. So it kind of makes like a this kind of shape, which again gives that interest when you're layering it with other pieces. I found this at a local store, like a local boutique. It is Free People, which I tend not to buy new things, especially from like fast fashion brands. But I love supporting my local business people, so I like to shop at local boutiques and stuff like that. So I wear this piece a lot. If you look at my Instagram, you see me wearing this piece a whole lot because I love the flow, and just it's super easy to layer on top of other pieces. So I love this piece. And it has polka dots on it, which I know that in my Mori panel I said I don't really like polka dots, but they're very subtle. You can't really tell. But I do use this piece a lot. And lastly, for tank tops, this is one of my absolute go-to must always have on hand. I found this at Plato's Closet, which is like a like Buffalo Exchange. I don't know if you guys have those where you are, but I think it was meant to be like a swimwear cover-up, but it's just like this nice sheer lace tank top thing that I layer on top of everything. I use it in Lolita sometimes too if I want to give like an apron effect. But it's like mesh, and again it has that good movement, and it has a lot of interest at the bottom with this kind of like scalloped lace. I've had this piece for a long time, and I probably won't be giving it up anytime soon because I love it so much. So definitely look for like some nice sheer lacy over things if you really like that kind of romantic fantasy kind of feel, because it really helps to add that extra whimsy to it. So those are my 3 favorite tank tops. Next, I'm going to go into some like pullover sweaters that I really love. First, I have this kind of dark forest green. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up the color. It's a very dark forest green, but it has this amazing lace panel at the bottom. It has like this lace and kind of chiffon at the bottom. So it creates the effect of wearing multiple pieces, but I'm only wearing one. So it's a lot of fun. I really love this. I found this at Goodwill also. The brand is Style and Company. I don't know what brand that is, but it's just like a nice soft cotton with this little lace panel at the bottom, and the lace kind of goes up on the side too. I love this piece. This was such a great find at Goodwill. And this is great for like autumn and winter because it's kind of a heavier knit. And I can wear it with pants or jeans, and it really helps give like even a simple outfit a very Mori vibe to it. Or I can wear it with like a skirt, and it looks like I'm wearing like 3 different layers when I'm really only wearing this sweater and a skirt. So I really love these kinds of sweaters. And speaking of, I do have another one, which I also found at Goodwill. The same Goodwill, but at a different time. This one's like a nice beige cable knit style, and then it has this nice ruffly lacy panel at the bottom. It really helps look like I'm wearing a lot more layers than I actually am. So definitely look out for things that have this extra like ruffly layer. When you're looking online, you can look up like layered sweater, and sometimes you'll find things like this. But I love this. This is like cheating for Mori Kei. So now that we have some ideas for what to look for when you're shopping for tops, I can show you some of my favorite skirts and dresses also. A really good basic to have in your skirt collection is just a really nice simple white skirt. Anything with lace is going to help give it that like Mori fantasy feel, woodsy feel. I really like this piece. I found this at Goodwill. It's like, I love the flow of it. It's very lightweight, and it has this kind of like patchwork lacy effect to it. I wear this underneath a lot of my outfits. If I just need something that extends my hemline a little bit, I'll add this because it has like the lace, and it helps kind of create that flowy that flowy hem effect, which I really look for in Mori Kei. And something like this is actually pretty easy to find at a thrift store or on like secondhand online markets. If you search like boho, you might find something like this. This one is from Lapis, which I have seen at stores like Ross and Marshall's. So if you would prefer to get something new, you might be able to find something like this there. I always suggest, of course, shopping secondhand whenever you can. But it's just a nice little kind of like patchwork style lacy skirt. The next skirt that I wear all the time is another piece that I found at Goodwill. I do a lot of Goodwill shopping, as you probably can tell. And it's this like very woodsy foresty green skirt with a really comfy like banded top. I usually roll it. It's actually a little bit big for me, so I have to roll it to make it fit my waist. But it has this underlayer that has eyelet lace on it. And I love eyelet lace. And the cotton itself feels very much like linen, so it has a very natural feel to it. I love the flow, I love the weight of it, and again, this is like my Mori Kei cheating where it's one piece with several layers, so I don't have to layer quite as much. But I do use this again as like an extender to kind of extend the hemline or to add extra little interest to whatever I'm wearing. Yeah. I think I originally got this for when I was really into dark Mori because it's a very like haunted forest green. But I have been using it in more of my brighter Mori cords too. So again, looking for that layered skirt effect, anything with the lace, anything with a very natural like kind of a fabric feel to it, and then anything that's going to be super comfy. So I love this waistband. This next piece is actually one of my absolute favorite Mori Kei finds. I found this at Goodwill, and it is this total grandma patchwork skirt. I'm pretty sure it's vintage from like the 80s or the 90s. It's from a brand called Tangibles. I don't know what that is, but I just love this like vintage floral patchwork. It does button all the way down the front, but I kind of like leaving I kind of like leaving it unbuttoned so that people can see this really nice, soft, natural looking lining on the inside too. So I wear this a lot, and I almost didn't buy it, and I'm so glad that I did because I use it all the time. And at first when I was looking at it, I was like, you know, it feels so granny. And when I bought it, I was like 26. I was like, I'm only 26. Why am I trying to dress like a grandma? Like, I should be living my youth, and I should be, I don't know, but and then I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna dress like a grandma and no one can stop me. So I do. And I think that that's when I go shopping, if I pick up a piece and I put it back and I can't stop thinking about it while I keep shopping, that's when I know I need to go back and get it. So if you're uncertain about a piece, either keep it in your cart for a bit or put it back on the rack and just mull it over. And if you can't stop thinking about it, that's when you know you need to go back and get it. So one of my absolute favorite Mori Kei finds. I love this. So the next item I'm going to show you guys is actually a dress. I don't wear a whole lot of dresses in Mori Kei. I tend to do separate, so like shirt and top. But sometimes I do like to have a dress as an underlayer. I have this piece. It's like a nice simple brown long sleeve with a turtleneck. And this is a piece that I usually add to outfits when I want that extra like underlayer, either for warmth or because I just feel like it's lacking something. And turtlenecks are very important in the Mori Kei closet. Mori folk love turtlenecks because they're so comfy cozy. This is a piece again that I bought at the same local boutique that I bought that lacy tank top from. Again, I tend not to buy things new. But when I do, I try to buy them from like locally owned boutiques. So it just has really great weight and feel. It's kind of like a boxy style, but it's more fitted up at the top. So it's easy to layer tank tops on top of or vests on top of. But if you can find really nice fitted, comfy, soft turtlenecks, definitely pick them up because they're really great underlayer pieces. So since we're kind of building like an outfit from the top to the skirt, the next layer would be like an outer layer, so like a vest. I wear a lot of outerwear vests, so I have two here that I'm going to show you. This is a piece, I actually bought this one again new. I bought this at the Wet Seal, which is like a fast fashion brand, and again, I usually don't recommend shopping fast fashion. I purchased this a long time ago before I really was wearing Mori Kei a lot. I got it more for like boho vibes, but it does work in Mori Kei too. But these are things that you could probably easily find at a thrift store. But it's just like this long vest, over vest with this tie at the front. So you can easily just like tie it at the front and be done with it. And it just, again, adds an extra layer on top when you feel like you need an extra oomph to your outfit. And it's made of this kind of like, I don't think it's actually cotton because it's rayon, but it looks and feels a lot like linen. So it has that natural look and it has this kind of lacy effect to it also. So finding vests like that is really great. This is a piece I got at Plato's Closet also, I believe. It's originally from Forever 21, but I got it secondhand, and it's just like this nice kind of knitted vest. And it has a like asymmetrical front, so when it's worn, it creates this shape, which again, creating shapes in your layers is really important because otherwise it just feels very linear. So you really want to create different shapes when you are layering your pieces, and finding outerwear that has kind of like a different shape than your hemline really helps create that look. So anything knitted, linen, natural colors is a really great piece to add to your wardrobe. Now that we're getting into fall and winter, we're gonna start wanting to bundle up some layers on top. So I have a couple of sweaters here that I want to show you. First of all, you can look for cardigans. This was a piece that I found at Goodwill. It's just like a knitted brown cardigan with one button at the top, so it's kind of like a bolero style. So it's just one button at the top and then it opens up to reveal everything else underneath. This is a piece that I have used for both Mori Kei and Lolita. I really want to add some like lace to it to kind of give it more of an antique feel. And it has this kind of boring silver button that I want to replace with something more antique and vintage feeling. But this is just, again, another way to create a layer on top that kind of creates that shape and gives it more texture and keeps you warm too. So those of us in the Northern Hemisphere are starting to go into the fall and winter months, so we're going to start wanting to pull out some more outerwear. I'm in California, so we tend not to get super cold. It can usually get down to like 30, sometimes 20 in the mornings and at night. But I usually don't need a super heavy jacket. A heavy cardigan is usually pretty good for me, especially since I'm already wearing so many layers. Having another like super heavy coat on top is usually not necessary. So I have this cardigan. It's actually it was designed to be a men's cardigan, so it's very oversized and it has pockets. I don't know why they don't put pockets in women's cardigans, but men get them for some reason. I don't know. This is a fair trade alpaca wool sweater. It is from a brand called Indigenous, and they work with artisans in Peru and Ecuador who are master craftspeople either at knitting or at raising alpaca. So everything is done very sustainably and very ethically. But I really love this sweater. It's so warm for as like, I mean, it's pretty heavy, but it's not like super duper heavy, but it's still super warm. And I just love like these oversized sleeves, and it's very like oversized and boxy, and I think it comes down to like my knees when I'm wearing it. So definitely look for some oversized cardigans to wear like as jackets. Yeah, and finding natural materials, so like wools or cottons if you can, and in a very natural color. So I love this piece because it has kind of like just like a brown and beige color scheme to it. I love this piece. It's so soft and it's so warm and cozy. And I call it my grandpa's smoking sweater because I feel like I need to be sitting on a porch with like a pipe reading Steinbeck or something. Speaking of getting into the colder months, another Mori Kei staple is the scarf. So I have 3 scarves that I use all the time that I'm going to show you. First, I have this just nice simple brown scarf. I keep it tied like this because I usually just loop it around my neck, and it creates like this nice extra little texture layer to it, to my outfits. It has little tasselies too. And it's just a nice soft, probably also rayon. I don't know what the material is, but it's soft and I love the movement of it. Found this at Goodwill for probably like $2. Scarves, if you're looking for scarves, definitely check out Goodwill because you can get them for so cheap. So, a simple brown scarf, easy way to morify an outfit so fast. I also have this white scarf, which I tie in the same way because I usually use it in the same way. Sometimes I'll even layer 2 scarves together like this, and it just creates like a nice extra texture. But I really love this piece because it's kind of sheer, but it has this velvet rose pattern on it, which gives it kind of a romantic feel, like a vintage romantic vibe to it. And it also has the tassels. This feels like a piece that like I would have stolen from my grandma's closet. I did get this one at Goodwill also, but it kind of has that like grandma's attic kind of feel. And it's a nice cream color, so it's good for Mori Kei. And it has the floral like nature floral motif to it, so definitely a good Mori Kei piece. The last scarf I want to show you guys, this is another piece that I found at a thrift store. It is this foresty green triangle style scarf with all these extra tassels. And I love this piece because I can wear it either like around my neck this way and it creates that triangle effect, or I can wear it as a shawl, which is probably how it was intended to be worn. So I could wear it as a shawl this way and it gives it kind of like that Grandma Kei feel that everyone loves, of course. And it is just like a knit cotton. I think it's from Chico's. But again, I found this at Goodwill. So again, Goodwill is a great place to find scarves. Yeah, and I love this because it's like, it's green and it's triangular, so it kind of reminds me of a leaf. So it has kind of like an elf fairy vibe to it too, which is really fun. Next, I want to get into legwear. So one of my go-to pieces are my brown tights. These are like the wool lined full tights, very thick, very warm and cozy, and they're brown, so I can wear them with basically anything in my wardrobe. But just looking for any tights in like earthy colors, so like browns, greens, beiges, maybe even some like soft earthy pinks or purples could work too, depending on your style of Mori Kei. But I wear these all the time, mostly just because I don't like showing my legs a lot, which is why I wear Mori Kei and Lolita. I like to cover myself up. But tights, brown tights, especially super cozy wool-lined tights, are really fun. You can also look for some over-the-knee socks. I think I got these at Forever 21 a long time ago. These are just some nice brown knitted over-the-knee socks. And over-the-knee socks are great because they will look like tights if you're wearing a long enough skirt. It'll just look like you're wearing like wool tights. So that's why I really like over-the-knee socks. And brown. Brown, I have brown, white, kind of like gray colors, some soft gray colors. Yeah, I have a bunch of over-the-knee socks in different colors to match different themes. If you do want to get a little bit more funky with your outfit, you can choose some ankle socks instead. And I have a few different options for ankle socks here. You can go just like traditional, comfy, like grandma knitted these socks for me kind of feel. These ones are just some soft cotton knitted socks. I like slouching them a little bit, wearing them with like an ankle shoe and then slouching them a little bit to give it that like, I've been running through the forest and my socks fell but I don't care vibe. So earthy is one way to go. You can go funky with your socks. So this is like a knitted pattern. I got these for Christmas, I think a couple of years ago. And they're just like a knitted cotton, but I love the pattern on them. So if you want to find some socks with some really funky patterns, that's a lot of fun too. And it gives that like, if you like quirky style if you like quirky style Mori Kei, definitely find some fun patterned socks, but try to keep it in like natural patterns. So things that feel more organic and natural, more natural colors is really fun to play around with. Another option that you can take for ankle socks is to go a sweeter route and use the like lace top socks. So I have these lace top socks. I use these for both Mori Kei and Lolita sometimes. And it's just a fun way to add an extra little like lacy layer, some more texture and some more interest to an outfit. So lace top socks are always a lot of fun too. Now that we have some basic pieces for a basic outfit, we should look more into some accessory options. So I'm talking hats and hair accessories, purses, and shoes. So first I'm going to start with the head accessories because I'm wearing one right now. I love boater hats, straw hats, hats with ribbons and lace. They're a lot of fun in Mori Kei because they give kind of like that country foresty vibe to it. So I use this boater hat a lot in both Mori Kei and Lolita. So boater hats are a lot of fun. You can buy them plain and then add your own lace or ribbon to it if you'd like. So that's one option. Another option for hats are berets. I love berets. I have so many. This is one that I found at I found this one at a vintage store in San Francisco. So it is a wool brown beret with it has nice structure to it, which is why I really like this piece. A lot of berets nowadays are very floppy and they're too big for me, but this piece is perfectly fitted for my head. So definitely check out some vintage stores when you're looking for berets because you can find some really nicely constructed ones. I love this brown one. This brown one is my absolute favorite go-to. I use this all the time. I also have this white one. So I just look for berets in tons of different colors because then you can wear them with all different outfits. And something that I like to do with my berets sometimes is I get one of my wooden pins and I pin it onto the beret, and then it adds just like that extra little woodsy feel to it. So berets, another great option for headwear. Definitely look for those. Another hair accessory that I like to wear a lot are just like simple little pins. So I have this really nice antler hair pin, and then this bumblebee gold hairpin too. I use this in my hair just to give it a little extra touch of whimsy, woodsiness, nature. Or you can go with a flower. Just a simple little flower pin works sometimes too. They're so cute. I love them. So Mori Kei generally isn't very fussy about accessories, but if you do want to add just something to your hair to kind of balance out all the layers that are going on underneath and you need something on top, adding a hat with a pin or just like adding some little hair flowers or hair accessories is a really great way to try to balance out an outfit. So we have your head covered. Now we got to get your feet covered. I have 2 pairs of shoes that I wear all the time for Mori Kei. First are my Doc Marten kind of like clog style shoes. They're so comfortable. I wear them all the time. They are gonna last me so long. I've only had them for about a year right now, but I love clog style shoes, and they're just like a nice brown with a little metal buckle, so it kind of gives it that vintage antique feel. And I really love really thick soled shoes with Mori Kei for some reason. I don't know if it's just because like J fashion in general, people tend to wear these like really thick, heavy soled shoes, or maybe it's just because I'm short and I like the extra height that they give me. But Doc Marten, I wish I knew the name of this style, but these are super comfy and I love them. Any clog style shoes are gonna look really cute with Mori Kei. I have some other clog shoes that I used to wear all the time. They don't have backs on them though, so they kind of slip off my feet. That's why I really love these, because I can walk around forever in these and not even notice. Another shoe style that you can wear in Mori Kei, that I actually suggest wearing in Mori Kei, are boots. Especially lace-up boots. I love lace-up boots because again it gives it that very vintage, old, like grandma's attic kind of feel. These ones are Timberlands. I bought these at REI. They were very expensive, but I've had them for about 3 years and they hold up to all the miles that I put on these. And I do a lot of walking. As some of you know, I don't drive, I don't have a car, so I walk and bus everywhere. So having a good sturdy pair of boots is so important, and I definitely recommend splurging on a pair of really nice boots and not skimping out on the shoes, because shoes are so important. Good shoes create better health for your knees, hips, and back, so definitely get good shoes. Yeah, so some good lace-up boots. I love these. These are my absolute Mori Kei go-to most of the time. The last category I have for you guys today are bags. So when I'm looking for bags, I like to look for things that are made out of a natural material. I found this one at Goodwill, of course. This is a leather, I want to say it was originally a binoculars case. I think that's what the person who was working at Goodwill said that it was. They're like, oh, you got a binoculars case. I'm like, sure. I'm gonna use it as a purse. But it's like this vintage, like hand-sewn leather bag, and I love it so much. I use it to store my camera. It's the perfect size and shape to store my camera and a couple of extra cartridges of film. So it's kind of become my camera bag. And it's a really great size that I can wear this with other bags, and it doesn't look like I'm a crazy bag lady, which is, I'm not judging you if you are a crazy bag lady, because sometimes I am too. I always have to have lots of bags on me because I don't have a car to store things in. So I love this bag because it has the handle, but it also could be crossbody, and it's just a really great vintage looking piece. So I love this bag. I also really love backpacks. Backpacks are just a really great way to keep your hands free while you're exploring. This is a piece that I found at Goodwill in San Francisco, and it was expensive for Goodwill, but a really great find for what it is. So this is an Italian leather backpack. I don't remember which brand it was, but I think I looked it up and it was originally like a $300 bag that I got for like $35. So again, expensive for Goodwill, but such a steal. It has one main large compartment and it has the two side compartments in the front compartment. And I really love this because it has like that explorer's rucksack look. I love these with like the flap and the extra like buckles on the front. Anything with buckles I really love, but especially if they have like the magnetic pull away, I love that. But yes, I carry this bag with me all the time. I used to have a canvas green backpack that I got from Forever 21 and that thing fell apart. I put a lot of miles on it, so that's probably mostly my fault. But this is gonna last me a long time because it's really good quality leather. If you are vegan and you don't want to use leather, you can look for canvas. Canvas will also last you a long time and it has that really natural feel to it. Or anything like knitted, like straw bags are really fun too. So look for things that have like a vintage feel, or that's what I usually look for when I'm shopping for purses at thrift stores and things. I look for things that have like a vintage but natural feel at the same time. So this kind of feels like a vintage explorer's backpack, which is why I love it so much. Thank you for taking the time to go through my closet with me. I hope that my closet has given you some ideas for what to look for when you're shopping for Mori Kei, or how you can use different pieces in different ways. If you have any questions, you can feel free to pop them in the comments below. I'm always happy to answer any questions about Mori Kei. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye! You're comfy, aren't you? I need that spot though. I need it. You can sit on my lap.